Hello, this is Jane Goodall. I want to share my shock and sadness as I track the spread of the Covid-19 coronavirus around the world. This pandemic is affecting people everywhere. I'm thinking of those who are sick and their family and friends, of the doctors and healthcare practitioners who are working selflessly to care for their patients, and of the scientists around the world working desperately to find a vaccine or a cure. And there are those who've been laid off work as the financial crisis deepens, and the effect that this pandemic is having on so many industries, especially in the transport sector and tourist sectors. The sheer scale of all this is terrifying. Right now, the best way to slow down the spread of the virus is to do what they call social distancing. I chose to follow the advice of my doctor and friends and remain grounded at home in the UK at just about the same time as events in my planned North American tour were being cancelled. It's frustrating, but I must stay healthy. I've got so much more to do before I die. Moreover, this social distancing is a way to protect not only myself but others. You may feel fine yourself, but you could be infected without showing the symptoms. Then you might infect others, especially those who are vulnerable. So if you possibly can, do join me in keeping away from public places. Try not to get close to others. And if you meet a friend, don't shake hands, though an elbow bump is permissible. And don't forget to wash your hands. There is one silver lining to this dark cloud. This pandemic has reopened discussions about the danger of the hunting, trafficking, and eating of wild animals. Covid-19 is one of those viruses that have crossed the species barrier and jumped from animals to humans. Evidence suggests that the host in this case was a bat, or possibly a pangolin, for sale in the wet market in the Chinese city of Wuhan, where live animals are sold for food. The SARS pandemic originated in a wet market in Guangdong, probably from a palm civet. The terrible HIV/AIDS pandemic came from viruses that jumped from monkeys and chimpanzees sold for meat in Central Africa. Chimpanzees and humans are closely related. We share 98.6% of our DNA, so that avoiding contact with them protects them from human infectious diseases, as well as us from theirs. So we must act not only to protect ourselves, but also great apes and other species as well. Thankfully, the Chinese government has reacted swiftly and imposed a ban on the trafficking, breeding, and selling of wild animals for food right across China. We must hope that this ban is permanent and that subsequently include wild animals used in China for other purposes, especially traditional medicine. This would set an example to all countries where wild animals are exploited for food, research, medicine, for their skins, or for trophies from animals hunted by the wealthy, such as rhinos for their horns, elephants for ivory, and others for heads stuffed and hung on the wall. In other words, countries all around the world. This would at least eliminate one cause of a future pandemic. At times like this, we see the worst and the best in human nature. Since the coronavirus began to spread around the world, there have been hundreds of reports of hate crimes against the Chinese and other people of Asian origin. And there are reports of people who've stolen masks and hand sanitizers from hospitals. But there are far more stories about people caring for the sick, donating masks where they're needed, ensuring the housebound have sufficient food, reaching out without touching to those who are discriminated against. So many people during these dark days showing the best of human qualities, compassion and altruism. Let's all use the gift of our lives to make this world a better place, especially at this time. Together we shall get through this really difficult time, and we shall have learned what is truly important in life: family, friendship, love, and above all, our health. Thank you.